What was up? Man, I love know what I am and I will not run.
The present Congress can fight about that. It's sort of this show going on, a whirling dervish show of nonsense. Think of songs. On these issues, they don't want those clowns, how they view it, dealing with it. So this permanent, unacknowledged covert program has put a lead ceiling in. And only rarely does anything bubble up from there, or down, I should say, to the body politic out of these unacknowledged special action projects. Yes? You asked the question, what do we have that has come about through some of these research projects and encounters that are medically related? A lot. My understanding is that if the technologies that deal with regenerative capability exist, transdimensional, that are sequestered, where you could actually regenerate spinal column or severed limb and nerves, things of this sort, cancer, other diseases. But the problem is those use technologies that are transdimensional. What do I mean by that? They use subtle energy technologies that aren't just kind of like acupuncture, but I mean that are electromagnetic systems that are very, very high tech. Almost like in Star Trek where they wave a thing, but that would actually work reliably. But there too, I mean, you're talking about hundreds of billions of dollars in pharmaceutical and medical. There's agribusiness, medi-business, military-industrial complex, a lot of toes to be stepped on. But also, more importantly than that, is that if you open a window into an application that's medical related to these technologies, people are going to see the energy implications. And with that, it's goodbye oil, it's goodbye coal. So they've been sequestered for the same reason the energy and propulsion technology. Yes, I understand from men and women I've worked with that there are amazing technologies that relate to medical systems and curative, reparative, regenerative technologies that are transdimensional electronic systems that would correspond. Yeah, and so unfortunately, in a sense, our medical system is sort of stony from that point of view. Yes, there's medical information that can help. And one of the things I've said, there are multiple, look at this whole issue of disclosure. First, there's the basic information, we're not alone in the universe. Then there's the fundamental technology, energy, propulsion. And then there are all the ancillary or associated technologies, medical, environmental abatement. Ken Shoulders, who was a scientist, discovered charged clusters that would, under right conditions, neutralize radioactive material. So you take all the radioactive waste in the world and neutralize it. This was proven. And the Department of Energy was going to fund the next level of it, and the people in this cabal circled their limousines and said, no, you will not. Because it was pulling energy from this quantum vacuum 0 point. The do it. I know the people who are part of that initiative, all of them. So there are so many spin-offs and benefits of disclosure of the central issue, but that's the reason it's secret, is that the implications are so huge. It's not just the energy sector or the transportation sector. It's the medical, it's the pharmaceutical, it's all of it. But, would 99.999% of humanity benefit if it was used peacefully? Now, there's a big caveat. If it was used peacefully, yes. The bigger question becomes, as a colonel who was in charge of future technologies for the Air Force, and I discussed here at DC not long ago, what if they're weaponized? I said, well, they already have been, haven't they? But they're covertly weaponized. But what if they proliferate and are weaponized? So this gets into sort of the larger question, evolutionary question of, are we willing to go forward as a peaceful civilization or not? Because we are at a crossroads where if we don't go forward peacefully, we won't go forward at all.
Even those who are not very keen on studying technical subjects or acquiring scientific knowledge are aware that we now have active funding for both public and private space programs in multiple countries around the world, as well as for comprehensive strategies for present and future space exploration. There are multi-billion-dollar investments by such giants of business as Elon Musk and Jeff Bezos. Their rocket-building companies, SpaceX and Blue Origin, are making amazing contributions to the development of the worldwide space industry. There is a relentless curiosity in our species that has compelled us to look upwards into the vast expanses of space. But the enthusiastic inhabitants of our planet sometimes forget how little we know about our own sweet home. Life on our Earth would have never appeared without the presence of water. This is a fairly well-known fact, which most of us were taught in school. This fundamental chemical compound, H2O, covers 71% of our native planet, 96% which is oceans and seas. In 1937, we settled on dividing these bodies of water into 4 oceans and 63 different seas. Their mysterious depths have at times stimulated mankind's imagination and driven us to seek new discoveries in their vast expanses. But even now, in this era of hyper-technological development, most of the mysteries that are buried in the depths of the sea remain unsolved. Even the mysterious dark side of the moon is better explored than the bottom of our oceans, and the vast majority of underwater objects, phenomena, and species of life have barely begun to be calculated. Mankind made significant progress in studying the underwater world with the advent of the first bathyscapes. Before this, various forms of diving were used to uncover what was transpiring in the mysterious deep waters of the world. But such studies were limited by the technology available at those times. It was possible to dive only to about 100 to 150 meters. This obviously prevented detailed study of the depths of the seas. I described in an earlier episode about the first voyages to the bottom of the Mariana Trench in a bathyscape by explorers Don Walsh and Jacques Piccard. Since then, several dozen other expeditions into the depths have been carried out, but this only brought us marginally closer to understanding some of the ocean's deepest, darkest secrets. Scientists report that only about 5% of the shadowy surface of the world's oceans has been explored as of today. I'm of the opinion that we must discover what is still hidden in the unexplored areas of this watery abyss. The discoveries that have already been made confound and bewilder even our most skeptical scientists. It's no secret that life originated in the water. millions of years of evolution then selected for the first amphibian species, then reptiles, and even after that, mammalian life forms emerged from the world of water. Additionally, many species remained in the oceans and seas and continued to evolve in their own independent manner. The sun's rays penetrate into the seas and oceans only for about the first 100 meters. Everything deeper than that is in an impenetrable and eternal darkness. And don't forget that water pressure increases with depth. Such seemingly unsuitable conditions for life dictate their own terms and rules. As a consequence, most of the inhabitants of the deep sea look completely different from their relatives on the surface. One glance at the little Macropinna microstoma, also known as the barrel-eye fish, and you know you're seeing something different. This unique deep-sea fish lives mostly in the waters of the Pacific Ocean at a depth of 500 meters. Just look at this amazing creature. First, one cannot help but be amazed at the strange creature's bizarre, transparent head. And just above the mouth, one can be forgiven for mistaking those two holes for eyes, as they seem to be in the right place. But these, in fact, are the fish's nostrils. Under the transparent dome of a head, do you see the large, barrel-shaped balls of green? Those are the eyes, and also how the barrel eye got its name. The clear liquid inside the head allows the fish to view prey approaching from above, and so they have no need to alter their body position to see such things. This is a good example of a species that was unknown to science until relatively recently, and was only finally photographed for the first time in 2004. The fact that the head of the fish simply bursts when removing it from the depths means that this fantastic creature is particularly difficult to study. There is another even more amazing inhabitant of the underwater depths. This sea animal is often mistaken for an ordinary jellyfish, but in fact it's no such thing. Ctenophores are a separate category of creature, and it's quite easy to make a case for this unique classification. First, individuals of this species move by using small appendages, reminiscent of cilia, which are arrayed along their bodies. They create a bright, beautiful glow and shimmer with all the colors of the rainbow. These sea predators are found in almost all corners of the world's oceans, and even in the Black Sea. And instead of tentacles, many of them use their giant mouths for hunting. These lovely creatures feed mainly on plankton and small crustaceans, but any glutton worth his salt will be thunderstruck by their remarkable appetite. These marine creatures can consume several dozen times their mass in food per day. The size of these ctenophores ranges from just a few millimeters to over 1.5 meters. But the most remarkable thing of all, the ctenophore is the only multicellular species that developed through a completely different evolutionary process than the rest of life on Earth. This is confirmed by their very specific and distinctive decentralized nervous system. In these unusual animals, the chemical substances by which neurons exchange information are not the same as with all other known multicellular organisms, including us. This species formed a separate genome from the rest of life on Earth and developed independently from the surrounding species 500 years ago. The study of this amazing predator has stumped scientists, what with the ctenophore's nervous system of all animals on Earth having developed along a different evolutionary path. Intriguingly, the very fact of its existence is a clue to the possibility of creating artificial life. Not all creatures lurking in the sea depths are quite so pleasant. Our next subject is one whose very existence might induce one's blood to congeal in one's veins. The goblin shark is one of those creatures that confirms that the underwater world can be an extraordinarily frightening and alien place. From a distance, it may seem that this is an ordinary representative of the genus of sharks, possessing an elongated beak-shaped mouth. However, as soon as this creature attacks its prey, we are able to see its horrifying retractable jaws that chill the soul. Such a spectacle, reminiscent of a scene from a horror film, is simply difficult to comprehend. But, luckily for us, this real-life monster lives at a depth of 300 meters. Interestingly, the lower the level the shark inhabits, the larger and more dangerous it is. The largest specimen found reaches almost 157 inches or 4 meters in length and weighed 460 pounds. That's 210 kilograms. Who knows, perhaps the goblin shark served as a source of inspiration for the xenomorph of Alien Faye. But unlike the fictional species, the existence of this creature cannot be questioned. There is another dangerous creature lurking in the sea depths, which hunts its victims after burrowing into the sand at a depth of between 10 to 40 meters. At first glance, the polychaete worm Eunice aphrodite, or bobbit worm, is an unremarkable marine creature. But like the goblin shark, its features are revealed during attacks on victims. Hunting exclusively in the Pacific and Atlantic Ocean, this worm burrows deep into the ocean bed, revealing on the surface only 5 small antennae with which it senses its prey. As fish passing by brush across the chitinous tendrils, the worm shoots up with lightning speed and snaps closed its sharp, tooth-lined jaws like a trap. Having captured its prey, which may be several times larger than the previous hunter, the bobbit's worm neutralizes the victim with poison and drags the prey down deep into its hole. Some individuals can reach more than 3 meters in length, and although there have been no reports of attacks on humans, such underwater inhabitants can turn one's blood to ice simply with their terrifying appearance. But there are places in the ocean where even such monsters cannot live. I will upset those who are now looking forward to another tale regarding the otherworldly expanse known as the Bermuda Triangle. Much has been said about this mysterious zone in the Atlantic Ocean, yet the average citizen has no idea that one of the most sinister places on the planet, which long ago surpassed the mysterious Bermuda Triangle in bizarre happenings, is located near the southeastern borders of Japan. It's about the geo-anomalous zone called the Devil's Sea, also known as the Dragon's Triangle. In terms of size, the Devil's Sea is almost 2 times larger than the Bermuda Triangle. The zone is so named due to the plethora of paranormal activity that has occurred there. Ships and airplanes that have been produced
shoreline of WA, Margaret River, Kalgoorlie. Up here you got Cable Beach. Also the oldest red rock that we have on the earth, this planet, next to being over in Africa, South Africa, right over here. Same colour as Uluru, but not as young as Uluru. It's older than Uluru. Over here, you've basically got MH13, whatever it was, that went down. Now, right here where it went down, you actually have a pyramid, a three-pointed pyramid that's under the ocean floor. Now, right up here, not there, here, you got Japan. Now, right on the right-hand side of it, if you're looking at it from the map, over in the ocean here, you've got another triangle. That's a three-pointed triangle that's under the ocean floor. Now, one more enthralled. You got USA, and then you got the Bermuda Triangle. It's an upside-down triangle pyramid, three-pointed, in the ocean floor. Now, I'm pretty sure that between a type endo, a krill oil between a whale's will, and most certainly between a mill and no silk or will. I already said will, but you can actually interpret will as Dick or Richard or William, also known as a king, yet drunken as a chocolate shake. Banana might be an acquainted supply, yet we wouldn't want to get that Cavendish in there because that's most certainly far too out of language, considering we've got that ladyfinger. That's the first. Eat one of those for everyone so we can stick it up their fucking alien ass. Oh, that was fucking damn quick, wasn't it? Alright, this is a message to all me little humanoids. A lot of people breathing air. They're not like the ones that are in Asia that most certainly would dampen your despair. They've got more natural collection than that seen in a mileage fastening a fucking roadside next to the sea air. They're human. They're natural. They're most certainly not untouched because we've all been fucking collectively, secondly spoken, combined and rubbed wrongly between Train Spotter and Bourne's wannabe 7 cat. Either way. I'm pretty sure that Bruce Lee did all his own stunts. Next to Brandon, The Crow, that movie. I watched that more times than I knew it was in a act. Sis. That was the most fucked up part, you know what I'm saying? Like, he gets murdered in the movie that is the scene where he's the absolute all. I mean, the core. I didn't write it like that. And he stands up in the room when there's all these guns and one of them just happens to not have a blank. Shoots him, he's dead. Is that how it happened, is it? And then they finish off the movie with a, what did you call them? A make-up, doubled up. His father's only the most iconic stuntman, movie man, real side actor. Wanted when he wanted because of his antiquity. Yet the jealousy, the inconsistency, the unrivaled wrath that's their own calculated Taft. Yet Homer might be able to help him out with a bit of taffy, but that doesn't mean that it's Homer from The Simpsons. Homer from the dictionary most certainly would be a more imposable precondition. I mean, considering it does only describe a intellect next to Socrates, Descartes, natural selection of you know who, and A equals MC squared. Who knew? Maybe, eh? I wouldn't give that away. Same way like Tesla was known. He knew what he knew. He kept it himself. He didn't get any money for what it was that he lewd. They took his inventions. They marked them for themselves. They denied the insatiability of what it was. They even had no contained Tupperware parties to be able to even count what was in a plastic hat. Yeah, Pink Panther. Well, I could play that. Dun, 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 dun. I can do the last bit. And everybody's story. Another mockery. You keep saying it. I gotta say the name. What's your name? They're very cracked to the fee-fi-fo-fums. Mill teased was that between only a slippery serpent and a membrane. I'm not quite sure what delusions you might have been experiencing to think that blowing up places in the earth and in the ocean and breaking down or trying to kill different parts and sparks and farts between a cast would actually be able to save you from what it is you know. To skip it with such depth of equity is beyond a joke. How many days have you taken your breaths? How many times have you looked over your chest? What is it between what the fuck you knew was wrong? How many times do I have to say to you, ding dong, don't you fucking remember what it was? Don't you fucking December what it was? I know the fuck you were. I know what the fuck we are. I know what the fuck it is that makes us in last fala blaka palalak. You know? Maybe it was all like a Nostradamus. We'd just cry and go, do you want to go and get those little gypsies with their fucking bro? We'll go and speak to, what's her name? That actress with the blonde hair, eh? She's saying something about Mary or something, wasn't it, love? Titrus tendrils. Fish brush past. Where's the fin? Can you see the heart? What the fuck was it when they were thinking so close? Did they think of their friends that were talking to early in the morning? No, grope, 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 Scrope. You know, you come across an electric eel in the ocean's bed, brain. It comes out at you and you see the electricity and think, for fuck's sake, that's insane. It's got a friend down that fucking damn wormhole. Yeah, the little motherfuckers just sitting there waiting to go. Struck out when he's seeing his feed. Nice little fuckers. But yeah, they have friends, you know, in the wormholes with them. Wonder what they talk about. Oh, that fucking something. There's something I get the next place. Yeah. Yeah. How quick can we get out? Yeah, please. How quick can we get out? We gotta tell them how quick we get out. And jellyfish. Well, that's the jellyfish. Don't they talk? Nah. Oh, no. They didn't think that they'd talk. Why? Why can't the jellyfish talk? You've had a fucking lark of a time. Imagine how many thoughts would have repelled off of thought from the jellyfish's thought. Likes jellyfish anyone? That was a bit of a silent ride. Are you alright? 42 Pee Wee Wallace Way? Sort of thought. Can I redo it? Emperor's New Groove. Oh, best cartoon movie I've ever seen. Oh yeah, it's straight. What's going on? Yeah. I laugh, Margaret. Is that? I said that you laugh. So. Come on. Don't. Go. Over there. Oh. Something like that. Oh, anyway. Anybody remember Michael J. Fox? Of course you do. For fuck's sake, man. I thought I would have by now.